I think I speak for all of us in this church when I say we are so blessed to have so many wonderful music programs. As Richard Bach once wrote, if you love someone, let them go. If they come back, then they're yours. Well, I'm back, and I'm yours. Oh, thank you so much. Do you think it's wise to care for someone, love someone, have a vested interest in someone if they think you're just ordinary? If we think of being described as ordinary as somewhat of an insult, then we're well on our way to becoming the extraordinary person we were born to be and that Spirit intended us to be. Do we think that Roderick's an ordinary singer? Do we think Reverend Steve Boland's an ordinary minister? No. Of course not. These are extraordinary individuals with extraordinary talents. Now, I know we can't necessarily have those talents. We can't always be the painter that Leonardo da Vinci is. We can't be the sculptor that Michelangelo was. We can't have the scientific brains necessarily of an Albert Einstein or a Dr. Sheldon Cooper. But every one of us in this room and on this planet have the capability to be extraordinary in our own individual ways. And I'm going to talk about some of those ways during the course of this talk. Extra is a Latin word. It means beyond. I stopped and gazed skyward as the kite flew over our heads. And I realized and understood a simple truth. My young son, Mark, was clapping with obvious joy. And the simple truth that I realized and understood at that moment was that even the most trivial of events, most ordinary of events, can be made to be seen as extraordinary when experienced with the right people. What separates the ordinary from the extraordinary is that little 5-letter prefix, extra. You can go from ordinary to extraordinary by just watching what ordinary people do and don't do it. Thank you, Steve. At 211 degrees, water is very hot, but it's still water. At 212 degrees, that water starts to boil. It gives off steam, which is capable of powering the mightiest of turbines, which power the world. The source of that extra 1 degree, that extra energy can come from nuclear, coal, oil, gas. It really doesn't matter. The end result is still the same. What a perfect analog that is for our lives. To make extra the prefix of our lives, causing our lives to boil with vigor and enthusiasm. extra giving, extra caring, extra strength. These are some of the capabilities that we all have to turn us from ordinary to extraordinary. And there ain't never no feeling none better than being extraordinary. Count the negatives, it all worked out. I want to share with you briefly a story that I shared with you last time I was on this platform. It's had a profound effect on me, and I want to go through it quickly with you again. Last summer, my lawnmower died. It fought the lawn, and the lawn won. I went to Home Depot to get a new lawnmower, and on the way out, I was helped by a gentleman wearing an orange Home Depot bib with the words, "Hi, my name is Lonnie," written on there. Lonnie graciously put the lawnmower in the bed of my truck, and then something extraordinary happened. Lonnie turned to me and hugged me. Now, being British, I would have normally rejected that. But on this particular occasion, I went with it. As Lonnie moved away, he said, "Sir, you don't know this, but I've been unemployed for a long period of time. And it's thanks to people like you shopping here at the Home Depot that I'm able to have a job and to take care of my family." Was Lonnie an ordinary man? Was he an ordinary Home Depot employee? Of course not. He was truly extraordinary. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Being witness to positive, extraordinary acts by others often creates a feeling of euphoria in the observer of those acts. When that phenomenon occurs, take time to applaud, because it makes two people happy. The difference between an ordinary person and an extraordinary person is that ordinary people only see the possible. Extraordinary people see beyond the possible, through the probable, to the impossible, and by visualizing the impossible, create a new possible. I'm going to say that again because that's a complicated sentence. Ordinary people only see the possible, but extraordinary people see beyond the possible, through the probable, to the impossible, thereby visualizing and creating a new possible. I want to share with you a portion of a letter that I received a few weeks ago from a lady who had received a copy of my book, Thank You, Cancer, The Lessons Adversity Teaches Us. Linda writes, "Thank you for your lessons on adversity. I've experienced them on another plane when my full-term baby died. You put my feelings into words that I could not verbalize. You captured truth." Can you see how this simple but extraordinary act of Linda writing this letter affected the lives of maybe many people, but at least two that I know of? A very simple, extraordinary act. We all have extraordinary opportunities and possibilities every day. And if you don't think every day is extraordinary, just try missing one. I found one reference to the word extraordinary in the Bible. It's a sentence that reads, God performed extraordinary miracles through Paul. That you can find in Acts 19, verse 11. But I say that Spirit is capable of performing extraordinary acts through each one of us. Becoming extraordinary is a climb. It's a leap. It's a big jump for some. But you know, you can't jump the Grand Canyon in a series of small jumps. But the good news is, to place your foot on the first rung of that ladder, you don't need to be able to see the top of the ladder. That's called faith. You can be extraordinary when you choose to love the person you are with when you are alone. It all starts with that extra attitude. And as we know, attitudes are contagious, so make sure that yours is worth catching. We do not choose to be born. We do not choose our parents. We do not choose the epoch into which we are born. We do not choose the country where we are born. We don't choose our upbringing. But within that vast realm of choicelessness, we do have the ability to choose how we live. And through those choices, by making extra a prefix of our lives, we can live an extraordinary life by making those choices. Now, I'm going to share with you several capabilities and attributes that we all possess, and just what happens when we put extra on the front of them. No speech from me would be appropriate without props. So here we go. This is Bayer aspirin. It says right here, extra strength. Now, I'm not talking about physical strength. More talking about emotional strength. Think of each day that we're in a gymnasium, the world being our gymnasium, where we can work out to get extra strong, to face adversity, be it medical, be it financial, be it relationships. It was President Kennedy who once said, "Don't pray for an easier life. Pray for greater strength." Number two, this is my wife's hairspray. It says right here, extra hold. Hold on to family, friends, loved ones, just that little bit longer. Come here, Eileen. Hold on to me. That was a demonstration of extra holding, just so you can see that. For the third item, I don't have a prop. It's extra firm, and the concept of dragging a mattress out here just somehow didn't seem appropriate. But extra firm. Firm is staying with a plan. Standing by your convictions. Those of you that are familiar with the Dave Ramsey financial peace concept, I can sum that up in a nutshell. Ordinary people spend money, work, then pay off the debt. Extraordinary people work, have a savings and investment plan, and spend what's left. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary. When rocks are thrown at you, use them to build a more firm foundation. Marilyn Monroe is a good example of someone who had a pretty good superstructure but a lousy foundation. It took a while to filter around in the first service too, but eventually got there. When you're looking for your God, your spiritual connection, let me suggest to you that you don't look up as we're prone to do. Look down. Look at our foundation. It is the ground of our being. And the firmer that foundation, the more firm that foundation, the stronger is our connection to Spirit. Number 4. Here's some Bounty kitchen towel. Says right here, extra soft. Extra soft are the words that we can use when talking to our fellow man. You know, when you tug on someone's heartstring, you'll usually find it's connected to the rest of the world. And there are 4 words that anyone in this room can say to anybody, be it a family member, a loved one, an acquaintance, or even a stranger. And those extra soft words will transform your life and their life. Those 4 words are, I believe in you. Extra value. Extra value. An extra value meal. Give more to life than you expect in return. It was Warren Buffett who once said, price is what you pay, value is what you get. And treat every day, whether good or bad, as having something of value. Because every day there will be something of value to be learned, and that extra value will be transformative. The next item. This is my CVS Pharmacy frequent shopper card. It says on that side, extra care. Extra caring. I want to share a story with you about a lady who had a gentleman friend who was really in bad shape. He was drinking too much, his wife had left him, and his children had told him just how much they hated him. This individual attempted to commit suicide. He failed, but he wound up in hospital. And this lady visited him many times in hospital. Following his release, she called him every day on her way home from work for 14 months. And if she couldn't get him on her way home on that day, she'd take a detour to go to his house to see that he was okay. Today, he is okay. He's a happy individual, got a great job, a great girlfriend, doing really well. I'm very familiar with this story because the lady in this story is my wife, Locke Doley, of whom I am so proud. What an incredible, caring, extra caring attitude that was. Caring is being of service. And it's kind of like tennis. You know, when you serve well, you usually win. This is a lint roller. You know what it says here? Extra sticky. Extra sticky. Persistence. Stick-with-itness. Paralyze resistance with persistence. And think of persistence as the road and the vehicle down which we travel, because it's persistence that gets us there. And finally, you see, I thought he was never going to finish. This is the offering envelope. It doesn't say extra giving on here, but I knew Steve would like it. Extra giving can be volunteering of our time and talents. It can be giving of our financial resources. By putting love into that giving, we're making a deposit in our own love bank to ensure that it never goes bankrupt. Funnily enough, when it comes to giving, some people stop at nothing. As we put these elements back in the box, we're mixing these extra elements together: extra strength, extra hold, extra value, extra care, extra soft, extra sticky, and extra giving. These are all spiritual elements which, when combined together, create the greatest compound on the face of the earth, which is, of course, love. In order to remind you of today's lesson, I've got a little gift for each one of you. When the offering plate goes by, feel free to take one of these buttons. Take more than one. We have plenty if you wish. If you want to take one for a family member or for children. What it says on this button is a reminder of today's lesson. It says, extraordinary by choice, not by chance. Extraordinary by choice, not by chance. As a final thought, I would like to ask each of you, if you'd be so kind, to please stand. Please, everyone stand. Thank you. We all know the notes, do, re, mi. But it's up to us to arrange them in an extraordinary way to create the melody of the symphony that is our life. The key to this symphony will always lie in our hearts. And never forget that we are the composer, we are the orchestra, and we are the conductor. The world is our audience. Everyone, please take a bow. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you for inspiring us once again, Roger. This is the wonderful time in our service when we get to give back. And so I invite you to, if you're like me and you write a check, to take it into your hands. Maybe some of you have used the kiosk, or you have used Easy Tithe, or you have tithed online, and we are grateful for that as well. But I invite you to picture it in your mind or in your hands as we say our offertory blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all the good that I am and have, all the good that I give and receive.